Hi everybody, welcome back to 100% Mags. So the match has just ended there at St James Park. Newcastle won, Aston Villa won, and you know, it was quite a good game. Not obviously as good as the game against Sheffield United, the first game back after the restart, where we obviously won. Go check out that review if you haven't done it yet. But this is going to be the match review for Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Just ended at St James Park, and this is going to be my thoughts on the game. Now, of course, we needed this one. This win here would have definitely secured with safety in the Premier League, as it would have given over the 40-point mark. But instead, we have come away from this game with just a point, just like Villa. And you know, if you're a Villa fan watching this, you have got to feel very, very disappointed at the way your team is performing at the moment, because, you know, since this restart has come back, you know, since the teams have come back on the restart, Aston Villa's drew against Sheffield United, they've lost against Chelsea, and then they almost lost today against us, with Dwight Gale coming off of the bench and getting himself a goal off a beautiful assist as well by Andy Carroll, who also came off the bench into the game. Dwight Gale, of course, coming on for the injured Matt Ritchie, so that's a little bit of a doubt going into the game against Man City, as it looks like Matt Ritchie has picked up some sort of thigh injury. You know, hopefully nothing serious, because we could be doing with him in that game against Man City. And you know, the way Andy Carroll played as well when he came on, he was absolutely amazing. His passes into the box as well, absolutely sensational, cross into the box for Dwight Gale. Dwight Gale just had to bang it in the back of the net. It was so easy for him. You know, and the Aston Villa defence didn't really put much pressure on him neither. There was only one defender. Most of the defence was around Andy Carroll, to be honest. But then, of course, not long after, and of course El Hamadi came into the game for Villa, and he got himself a goal. It wasn't something special, you know, it was just a slight cheapy goal, I would say, to be honest, from Aston Villa to get back level. And you know, Newcastle as well could have probably won this game easily, because Dwight Gale, once he got his chance, you know, in the first half, there was actually a chance for Joe Linton as well. Again, just like the Sheffield United game, he had an absolute standout chance to put the ball in the back of the net. And unfortunately, you know, he couldn't do it because it got blocked off by Tyrone Mings. But not a down the lad, you know. I've got to admit, Joe Linton played absolutely sensational. Once again, you know, he performed to a high standard. And, you know, looking at this game, Aston Villa put up a little bit more of an effort than Sheffield United, so you can kind of understand why we came away from this one with a point. Obviously, as well, Steve Bruce didn't do the best thing tactically, and he did play at the same side that played against Sheffield United, which isn't great, especially with the temperature. Of course, today it's very, very hot here in the northeast, with it being 28 degrees up here in the northeast today, so it is quite clammy and very, very warm today, which isn't something you get quite a lot in the northeast, to be honest. If you live here, you'll understand. It's usually not this hot up here, but today, very, very hot day. So of course that was added pressure onto the lads, added fatigue onto the lads as well, especially after they just played only 2 days previous, you know, against Sheffield United. But looking at the Premier League table, Newcastle tonight sit 13th in the Premier League table, 39 points, and that means that we're just short of the 40-point mark, the safety mark that everybody calls is the safety point, where you're not under threat anymore of relegation. Table, Aston Villa, of course, are 19th in the table with 27 points. So, you know, looking at that, it's not looking good for Aston Villa fans. Any fans of Aston Villa watching, you know, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think you're going to go down this season, or do you think you're going to manage to stay up? There's not many games left neither to get them points in. So you know you're going to have to start winning the games quite quickly as well, because like I say, there's not many games left in the season to go, and with the way the recent games have went as well against Sheffield United, with the draw, the loss against Chelsea, and then of course the draw today, you know, it's not looking good for Aston Villa fans. To be honest, if there's any watching, you know, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think on the relegation battle at the moment. Do you think you'll be able to survive it? And as for Newcastle fans, let us know your thoughts on the game today. What did you think about the game today? You know, who was your standout player in the side today? For me, it has to be once again Alan St. Maxim, absolute standout player, main man of the match for this game. You know, he absolutely tore Aston Villa apart once again, just like he did to Sheffield United. And we'll move on to the game against Man City in the Cup. Hopefully we can progress through into the next round. That would be absolutely amazing if we could. You know, that would be out of this world amazing if we could get through the next round past Man City, because then we would be on our road to Wembley and hopefully on the road to the final as well. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, like I say, about the game, Aston Villa fans and Newcastle United fans. Also remember to hit a like on the video if you liked it as well. That really helps the channel grow. Also subscribe as well, as I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers, currently at 370 subscribers at the moment. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and I'll see you for the match preview in the next day or two for the game against Man City in the Cup, and I'll see you then. However, lads.